Good morning, everybody. It is, I think it's like 9:15 this morning. I have been up since 5. That's when I typically get up. Well, sometimes in the winter I'm getting up a little bit earlier. My kids are early risers, and when we have fall back, the kids still tend to go to sleep at the same time, and so they wake up earlier. So anyways, we plan to go to the park this morning. We've had a really good few days of homeschooling, and I figured instead of starting out with seat work this morning, we would go over to the park. All the public schools are back in session, so it's going to be pretty empty, which is nice. This particular park that we're going to, a lot of middle school age kids hang out there, and so it's not really great for my kids during the summer, but when everybody goes back to school, it's a really fun place to go. And we got all ready, and everybody is in the car. Well, Emma and Jack are still in the car, and I happened to check Lucy's diaper, even though I had just changed her before I put her in the car, and she made a mess. Of course she did. So we have been doing diaper changes and clothing changes, and luckily, I don't know how this happened, but there were no messes in the car seat. I am horrible with disposable diapers. I used cloth diapers with my first 2 children when we went out, anywhere. I've been using disposables with Lucy because we have so much laundry, and it just was a little bit easier sometimes to use the disposables, and so I use them when we go out, but it never fails that something happens and it makes a mess, and it totally sets us back. I'm laughing because on Monday I went to drop off, last Monday I went to drop off Emma's letter of intent to the superintendent's office. We were going to run some errands, and I went out. We got to the superintendent's office, which is literally right down the street, and she had made a mess all over the car seat. And I didn't notice until I had taken her out of the car seat, so let's just say it was not a pleasant experience. So anyways, now we are going to go to the park, and hopefully it will be a good time. Miss Lucy, are you going to take a nap, do you think? You want to take a nap, honey? Yeah, she really doesn't look like she's going to take a nap, but my hope is that she will take a nap. I'm wearing my Moby, so if I put her in that, she should nap just fine, although I think it's like 80 degrees out already, so I'm not sure how long I'm gonna last outside in the heat. Yeah, so let's go. So we just got done at the park. Did you guys have a fun time?
Yes.
There weren't very many people here, which was nice.
Yeah.
And I think Lucy is about ready for a nap, so we're gonna head home, and hopefully she'll fall asleep in the car. Yes, I know, but I'm hoping she falls asleep in the car, and then we can do school while she is asleep. That was my plan, so we'll see how that evens out, or if it works at all. We'll see. So we went to the park and we had a fun time. There weren't very many people there, a couple of little babies, right?
Yeah.
So now we're home and Lucy is asleep. She started to fall asleep in the Moby, and I thought it best to just stick her in the car seat and head on home so we could get some school done this morning. While she is sleeping, she hasn't been taking morning naps. She's been waiting until later. like 11:30 to go down for a nap, and she's only been kind of doing one nap, and so that makes our mornings a little more difficult. So we're gonna start school now. Well, it is a good thing that we went out when we did, because I didn't realize it was going to rain today. We are done with math right now, and I've just put on a reading rainbow for the kids. If you watched my last video, I will link it below. You'll know how much my family, especially my husband, loves reading rainbow. The kids did really good with their math, and so I figured I would put on a reading rainbow for them, and I would take a minute to try and do a little recap of what we're up to with school. We had a great August. I started on August 3rd, and it was a great start to our year. We did school for 2 weeks, and then Matt ended up having the third week in August off for vacation. We did a staycation, which was a lot of fun, and we didn't do as much school, but I was expecting that. I knew that I wanted to ease into the school year. Luckily we have that opportunity since we do school year round, so we can sort of pick and choose which days we want to do school and which days we're not doing school. We ended up actually, the weekend that Matt's vacation was ending, we did some school over the weekend, so we had our full week, but then we started getting back into school, you know, Friday, Saturday. Our themes, I'm planning to do themes for every month, and in August that did not happen. My theme for August was all about you, which you would think would be a really easy theme to do for the first month of school. You want to take back to school pictures, you want to do, you know, the first day of school interviews. Yeah, I had planned to do it. It didn't happen. There were a lot of other things that we were trying to figure out, like why Lucy didn't want to take a morning nap anymore and how we were going to do school with her being so busy. I'm not sure if you follow me on Instagram or not, I'll link that below, but she has started scooting, crawling, standing up. She is very quiet, and you turn around and she's gone and you don't know where she went. I mean, our house is not that big, obviously we know where she's going, but she is kind of on a tear and does not want to stay in the pack and play or in the exerciser, which is understandable. She has a whole new world to explore, but it is making things a little more complicated for school. But we're figuring it out, and this week and last week we've been doing full 5 days, and it has been going extremely well. Of course, now Labor Day weekend is coming up, so I think we probably will take Monday off and you know, give them a little break again, but I'm really happy with how things have been going. So our theme did not turn out for last month, but that's okay. The beauty of homeschooling is that you can pick and choose and change as much as you want. You know, obviously we have a plan, I have a plan going into the year and what I want to accomplish, and sometimes we have to deviate from that plan, and it's not a big deal. I mean, they're still doing their reading, their writing, their math, you know, our history, our read aloud. So the projects and the themes that I'm planning monthly are really just an extra thing that I want them to do to try and figure out how to put a project together, to have something large to think about and really have an idea and run with it, and to try and give them something exciting to do and fun during the school year. So having something else that they can work towards is always a good thing. So this month, September, our theme is apples, and we haven't done anything yet. It's only the 3rd, so I'm not too concerned. I'm actually planning this afternoon to give them their blank books. I got blank books from Target in July, I think, when I started doing my back to school shopping, and they had them in the dollar spot, big packages of them. So I'm going to give them their blank book so they can do a cover page of, draw apples or whatever. And then we will probably start doing some of the activities. I wrote a blog post at the beginning of the week about some of the resources that we're going to be using, and I'll link that below if anybody's interested in looking at it. And then, so we'll kind of go from there. I know that we are going to try to go apple picking. I'm not sure how that's going to go, because I think I said in another video that our area had a bunch of hailstorms, so the apple crop was damaged, and so I'm not sure how much pick your own they're going to have, or if it's all going to be picked and sold on the market, which makes it a little more difficult. We will see how it goes with that, and I just plan to sort of play it by ear. I'm really wanting to do as much as possible with the kids. Obviously, they're my kids and we're homeschooling, so I want to do as much as I can with them, but I'm also realizing that I can't do everything with them that I want to do. There's only so many hours in the day, and they can't all be dedicated to school, and they shouldn't all be dedicated to school. They need to play, and of course there's learning through play as well, but I know that I have an awful lot written in my planner for teaching, and I realized over this past month that I had to back off some, especially with both Emma and Jack doing different levels of work. So I have to work with both of them individually, and oftentimes when I start to work with one, the other stops what they're doing, even if it's something they can do independently, to listen to what I'm doing with the other child, which we're working on that. I'm not sure how to stop that besides putting them in separate rooms, which is kind of just a hassle because we have everything in our school rooms, and I don't want to have one child at the kitchen table and one at their desk. It doesn't really make sense. So we are working on paying attention to what we're doing, trying to anyways, and we are hopefully going to accomplish what I want to, but I am just backing off with the amount of work that I had. It's some days it's really great and Emma is ready for school to start at 7:30, and I don't want to start that early, FYI, but sometimes we do, and she's done by like 10:30, and Jack will also be done by like 10:30, and it leaves the rest of the day for the kids to play outside and to enjoy one another and to foster their own interests. Jack's really enjoying making videos, and Emma is as well, and she does a lot of drawing and listening to audiobooks. So I want to have that time for the kids to follow their own interests as well as doing my school. Now there are other days where we start school at 9, which is when I want to start school, and it's like pulling teeth, and we don't finish until 1 o'clock, and Lucy doesn't want to take a nap, and so there's a million interruptions, and the kids get tired and they don't want to do school anymore, and they just want to take a nap, but they don't really want to nap. So it's a challenge. Homeschooling is a challenge, parenting is a challenge, and I'm learning to be more flexible with my plans and trying to accomplish what I need to, while also giving the kids some freedom to do what they want to do. So having that extra time is great for the kids, and I really want that for them. That's part of the reason that I'm homeschooling, to give them the opportunity to spend time on what they want to study rather than just doing what mom wants them to study. I think that I'm going to try and do some chores now. It's a struggle to keep up with everything while homeschooling. I find that sometimes during the day it is just homeschooling and everything else gets thrown out the window. But I have an awful lot of laundry that I need to get through, so I am going to get to it. So I just decided to cut myself up a nectarine for a snack, and of course Miss Lucy Lou decided that she was gonna wake up. I don't know if that happens with anybody else. Any other moms out there, as soon as you fix yourself something to eat, your child needs you. So I had a bite and it was good, but now I have this little rugrat crawling around. What you doing, Lucy? Yeah. Is it yummy? Hi guys, we're done with school now and the kids are upstairs just having a show. We like to do that in the afternoon, or I like to do that in the afternoon. After they have rest time, they get to have a little TV time, which is nice. Of course, they did watch Reading Rainbow earlier, but I count that as school. And now we are just going to be feeding Miss Lucy. She's, what are you doing? Where are you going, honey? You want some food? We're gonna give her some of this Happy Baby. She loves these little pouches, and I do as well. We're gonna try this one. Bananas, beets, and blueberries. I think it'll be good for her. So thank you so much for joining us with our little homeschool vlogging adventure today. And don't forget to subscribe so that you will be notified of my future videos, and also give this video a thumbs up if you would like to see more homeschooling videos. Thanks guys, bye!